unbelievable. X-Men have resurfaced again in Edo State. But there's something I just really want to pinpoint. I don't know any governor who has that courage to be able to speak or talk authoritatively concerning the happenings or the actions of these herdsmen. The only person I can remember for the now is Fayoshe. And when this issue of Amotekun came up, some of the northern group or leaders made mention of Fayoshe, that the way and manner at which Fayoshe dealt with them, they will never forget about it. But apart from Fayoshe, because he really stood his ground and he really, defended the people when they needed him, he came out boldly and said, no, this will not happen. When they surfaced again in Ekiti, then. So since then, I've not been able to see any governor, apart from Autumn, in the state that they really, they went in the, in the way of law to make sure that the law is enacted, that these people will not be moving, outrightly. And recently we know and we heard what happened to Autumn, even in his farms, the way and manner he was, being attacked. Now, this issue of S-men, has been happening again. They've been surfacing and committing some kind of atrocities in Edo State. For some time, I've not really heard about them, but now they have resurfaced again. So what is the governor going to be doing? What is Obaseki doing concerning all of this? It's like all the governors are really afraid. They can't even make a categorical statement. I don't know if you really know any of the governors who can, who you can say he has come out boldly to say, no, this issue of S-men, we must deal with it, to the barest, get to the roots of the whole matter. I don't know if you know any of them. Just let me know. The one I can really remember is that of Fayoshe and Autumn. Because I see no reason why these people will be doing the same thing over and over again. The incident that happened in Enugu, I was even trying to say, let there be investigation. And meanwhile, the community, one of the communities in Enugu, that they found out that 4 S-men, were killed. The community people have come out and said, no, they have nothing to do with anything. They themselves are surprised. And that was why I say, let them do investigation, because these people, if anything happens to them, because we've heard in most cases that they even fight themselves. You can imagine what could have happened if what happened in Ondo State, when thunderstorm, struck their cows. If not that because of it was a thunderstorm and they got to know, they would have just turned around and say it was the community people that did that. And that was why I said let there be investigation in that community, in that Nsuka community where it happened. And the people of that community came out and said they know nothing about it. So you want them to come and say, oh, they are the one that did this or did that. And that was why, because there could be reprisal. There could be reprisal. Do you know if it was really, out of the atrocity they've been committed that landed them, in what happened to them in that Nsuka community in Enugu? So, coming back to Edo State again, why is it that these governors cannot really do something about it? I could remember a man, he said he came from abroad, whether from one of the European countries. He came all the way from that side to come and invest in Nigeria, Edo State to be precise. The man spent a whole hell of money and everything just went down the drain because of this Esme trouble. And the man came out and was speaking, he went to meet with the governor and nothing happened. And I don't even know how they managed the whole thing. Very, very unfortunate. It's Esme everywhere, everywhere. And people have said, don't say there's clashes, because, and from what we have seen, don't say there's clashes between the two groups, whether the farmers and this thing. These people always go and look for the trouble of the farmers. That is how it has been. And most of the time when the farmers try to resist or retaliate or fight back, a lot of things will start happening. And at the end of the day, the farmers are the one who are always at the receiving end. Because these people always, they go with, the kind of things they go with. what says will the farmer be going? What will the farmer will be doing with a AK-47? But these people, they are always getting most of these farmers down. The one that happened recently, I've forgotten the particular place it happened. The farmer went to call the police, and when the police came, it was right there in the presence of the police. It's like it was, I can remember, it happened in Kogi State. It was in the presence of the policemen that these people, according to what police said, they overpowered them. They didn't go with their arms. You can imagine. It was in their presence they killed this farmer. And that was why there was the reprisal, and the Kogi youth, they came out and said, no, we're not going to take this. Up till now, those policemen, they've not been able to arrest the S-men that killed that man in their presence. It was not as if maybe somebody told them or they needed to do investigation. It was right there in their presence that the whole thing happened. And they were giving some kind of excuses that, oh, this and this and this and that. The menace of killer S-men in Edo State has continued unabated. A farmer was said to be gunned down by the rampaging S-men last weekend. Protesters from the farmers' community took to the highway to vent their anger over the activities of the S-men. Suspected S-men have killed a farmer and a policeman in Owan community, Ovia North East local government area of Edo State. According to the Nation, the farmer's identity was yet to be ascertained as at the time of the report. He was said to have been killed on Saturday, January 25th, while his brother was also shot by the armed S-men. When community leaders called in the police to help retrieve the body, the S-men reportedly fired at the police. Angry members of the community in protest blocked the Benin-Akure highway and sought government attention to the crisis. Motorists plying the road were stranded for several hours that the protest lasted. Before now, the Benin-Akure highway was known for its high level of security as motorists are attacked frequently on the highway. Recently in Enugu, a rice farm with produce worth 17 million naira in Akpugo in Nkanu East local government area of the state was recently destroyed by herdsmen. The herders who invaded the farm threatened to deal with anybody who dared to stop their cattle from grazing. In Ekiti, a magistrate court sitting in the state capital, Ado-Ekiti, on Tuesday, January 21st, arraigned 3 herdsmen for alleged unlawful destruction of a rice farm worth 4.5 million naira. The accused persons are Nafiu Mohammed, 20, Mohammed Haudu, 20, and Bumba Kaba, 17, and they were arraigned by the police on a count charge of malicious damage before Chief Magistrate Mr. Adesoji Adegboye. Recently, the Catholic Archbishop of Benin City, Dr. Austin Akubueze, and the Catholic Bishop of Uromi Diocese, Dr. Donatus Ogun, both appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to tackle the issue of growing attacks of hoodlums in Edo State. Akubueze and Ogun said the appeal became urgent following the brazenness with which the herdsmen commit atrocities in the state without adequate security checks. The Catholic Archbishop stressed that the responsibility of a government is to secure her people, adding, "What we are asking for is not too much for our president. If there is no security of lives and property, no investment or meaningful economic developments can take place in the state and the nation at large. We need security, and we are demanding that from our government." Akubueze noted that the spate of attacks by so-called herdsmen across the country is becoming frightening. He said, "There's an urgent need by the state and federal government to deal with the issue of security to protect lives and property of Nigerians with all seriousness." Meanwhile, some angry Plateau youths have attacked Fulani settlements in the state, settling ablaze 23 houses and a mosque in a reprisal attack following the recent killing of 13 indigenes by suspected herdsmen in Quarters village and Boko's local governments. So guys, just like I said, that which of all these governors, really has that audacity to be able to tackle this issue of a herdsmen head on, apart from Fayoshe that I can remember. Now, these people now are calling the president. The president now that said he's so surprised with the rate at which the bandits are really operating, the insecurity in the country. That is what the president just said. And you are calling on the president. Then what is the work of the governor? You are not calling on your governor. You are going to call Buhari. At least charity begins at home. What is the governor of Edo State? What is the governor of all various states? What are they doing? Now you are leaving your governor and they are the chief security officer of their state. You are calling Buhari. I think Buhari should be the last solution. The man must start to do something. You are calling Buhari. Then they get security votes every now and then. So why are you calling Buhari for the now? The person that's supposed to deal with this issue is what is it called? The governor. You could remember what happened in in Benue State. That was the same thing Otom was trying to do. But at the end of the day, when he saw that, the solution was not coming from that side, he had to sit back and do the needful. I think all governors should have learned from that. You are calling Buhari. Do you think there's seriousness from that angle? That is why I'm saying, why are they calling him? Is there any seriousness from that angle? Because he's now saying that he's even shocked. He's even surprised. A president is saying he's surprised. You can imagine that statement, that he's surprised. And you are calling that person to come to your aid while you have your governor. What is the governor doing? They get security votes every now and then. You think Buhari is going to do anything? Why your governor is there? Of course, those ones are busy. He's busy with Oshomole here and there. It's just his business now is Oshomole. They are just tackling themselves. And busy doing all of those things. Esme are busy doing their own. Like I said, this issue of Esme has been happening in Edo State before now. But at least at some point, I wouldn't know, at some point, we didn't hear much. But now, since there's people who are supposed to be taking care of the states are busy fighting themselves, now they have an opportunity to start their wicked acts. This is really unfortunate. Someone says, Oba of Benin call. Why is Oba of Benin not saying anything? Why are they not calling of Oba of Benin? Someone say, you better get up and defend yourselves. This Buhari will not help you. Exactly. What is the governor doing? Somebody's even talking about Oba of Benin. What of the governor of Edo State, Obaseki? What is he doing? Why are they not calling him? Someone says, one day there will be a lasting solution and maybe no Nigeria. Every man to your tent, O Israel. The next slogan is the lips of every Nigerian. You can imagine the level of insecurity the country has developed to. Thank God Yoruba has Amotekun. I will advise you, build your shade to protect your people. This government has failed us. So guys, let's hear your take concerning this new development in Edo State. Leave your comments below and let's learn from you. Thank you.